You know, people get up every day, they do the same thing. They tell themselves they're going to change their life one day, and they never do. I'm going to change mine.
Take the biggest risks of your entire life right now.
You have to jump. There is no way around it. You have to jump. Every successful person has jumped. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to dash off that cliff, and you got to jump out there as far as you can.
Risk must be taken, for the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing has nothing, does nothing is nothing. Well, in the world of ego is nothing. That person may avoid suffering, pain, and embarrassment, but that individual will not learn, love, change, feel, or grow. Only the person who takes risks is truly free.
Whose permission are you looking for? Go do your thing. You're gonna die. It's going to end. Nothing's gonna happen unless you do something. Please stop looking for permission. Please go do that thing you wanted to do. Ask that person out. Start that company. Quit that bullshit job. You can always get another bullshit job. Stop asking for permission.
Because if you're willing to go through all the battling you got to go through to get to where you want to get, who's got the right to stop you? I mean, maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really want to do, something you never said to somebody, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no after you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do.
Because I'm a warrior. Don't complain. If you're going to complain, you can't be in here. I gave my word. I'm willing to give my life. I had to earn it. I don't know about being given instant gratification. I don't know about that. I know about hard work, choosing what I love and pursuing it, irrespective of the consequences. And when the consequences arise, yes, you become Invictus.
And that's what most people lack, isn't this having the guts to go in and just say, I go through and I don't care what happens. You know, it aches, and if I fall down, I have no fear of fainting in the gym.
Life is risk. It take courage to pursue your dream. I just did it. It cost me everything, but eventually, God is very good, man, when he sees you take a leap of faith. He supplies you everything you need.
As long as you do what you gotta do, day in and day out, don't let up. Keep applying that same pressure, keep remaining focused, keep just being diligent to your work. Y'all gonna make it work out every time. You just do what you gotta do. Don't worry about what God gotta do. If you're not seeing results, if you're not seeing what you wanna see and the amount of time that you wanna see it, don't worry about it. Just keep pedaling. It's gonna come back tenfold. God's gonna handle it. He's doing stuff in the back end that you don't even see.
You have time. Start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big.
You have got to make a decision in your life. You have got to make a decision about your fitness. You have got to make decisions about your business. You have got to make decisions about your faith. You have got to make decisions about your marriage. You have got to make decisions about your kids. Because you know what? Your only other option is to crouch in stagnant fear like a coward and potentially die. And potentially put the lives of everyone who depends on you in jeopardy.
You need to wake up and understand that your family, your future wife and kids, their future depends on the decisions that you're making right here and now. And I can't allow you to throw away your whole life and the potential that God gave you. It's time to wake the hell up, get up early, go to the gym, and change.
You know what's crazy? You know you could be the one if you really wanted to, right? You know that, right? But see, you keep playing the what if game. What if it don't work out this? What if it don't work out that? Nigga, what if it do? This hardship is meant to make you, not break you. So don't be out here quitting because you don't know where the lesson's gonna take you. All soldiers go through war. Just make sure you keep your head up and come out on top. You're the one. And when you realize that, boy, I'm telling you, you're gonna be very powerful. Because you can control what you can control. The world is in your hands. And we're just waiting to see what you're gonna do with it.
What do you want? How badly do you want it? And how much are you willing to suffer? A lot of people are unclear what they want from life. They don't sit down and think through. We are writing our own life story every day, and yet we don't think about it. Who do we want to be? Where do we want to live? What life do we want to lead? When we've finished our life, come to the end of our life and look back, what do we want to say that we've done? If an athlete says, I want to be the best, Bill, fine. How badly do you want it? Because it's going to you've got to pay a price to be the best. The best pay a big price. You've got to work harder, you've got to commit more, you've got to take more responsibility, you've got to deal with more ups and downs.
I'd rather go too far than not far enough. The harder you go, the more results that you will freaking get. The more cardio you do, odds are the better your cardio is going to get, the leaner you'll be able to get if you're trying to diet down. The harder that you train, the more effective the training is going to be, the better results you're going to get.
It's all about focus. I don't care who you are, where you're from, doesn't matter. It's having a focus and having a purpose. Mm-hmm. Right? You wake up every single day to get better today than you were yesterday. You know, it doesn't matter what you are. You're a basketball player, a hockey player, golf player, painter, right? It doesn't matter.
Write down your goals. Write down things you want to improve. Write down things you won't tolerate from yourself. Write down things that you've done in the past that you never want to see yourself do again. And go forth from here as the hero of your own movie. Build momentum. Build confidence and momentum with each good decision that you make from here on out.
But the consistency is number one.
You can do it. Anyone can do it. We live in unique times. We live in one of the rarest times in human history where you can choose almost all the input that comes your way. Whether it's the movies that you watch, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, you can choose to be inspired. Do that, and be the hero of your own movie.
The only reward that you get from taking it easy is the fact that in the moment, it's easier, right? I mean, how much easier would it be for me to sit around and do every set that I just did in this workout at half that intensity, or even like 30% that intensity? And it happens. Like, it really pains me to say it, and it really hurts for me to see it, but I see junk volume freaking every day, man. If you want results, and then you basically just catch yourself slacking off and don't do anything about it, then it kind of sounds like you don't really want those results, you know?
And if we can deal with that question, how much are you willing to suffer? Because I work with gold medal champions, and they suffer every day. They work enormously hard. They sacrifice enormous things in order to get that success.
Right after you were injured, you went on Facebook and you posted a lengthy blog. You said this is such BS. All the training and sacrifice just flew out the window with one step that I've done millions of times. The frustration is unbearable. The anger is rage. Why the hell did this happen? Makes no damn sense. Now I'm supposed to come back from this and be the same player or better at 35? How in the world am I supposed to do that? I have no clue. Do I have the consistent will to overcome this thing? Maybe I should break out the rocking chair and reminisce on the career that was. Maybe this is how my book ends. Yeah. Maybe Father Time has defeated me. Then again, maybe not. It's 3:30 a.m., my foot feels like dead weight, my head is spinning from the pain meds, and I'm wide awake. Forgive my venting, but what's the purpose of social media if I won't bring it to you real, no image? Feels good to vent, to let it out. To feel as if this is the worst thing ever. Because after all the venting, the real perspective sets in. There are far greater issues and challenges in the world than a torn Achilles. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Find the silver lining and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever. One day, the beginning of a new career journey will commence. Today is not that day. If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear. We don't quit, we don't cower, we don't run.
In your muscles and aching, and just then go on and go on and then go on. And this last 2 or 3 or 4 repetitions, that's what makes actually the muscle then grow. And that divides then one from a champion and one from not being a champion. If you can go through this pain barrier, you make it to be a champion. If you can't go through, forget it.
I'm a warrior. I go to the core. Nothing crushes me, nothing. Doesn't even come close. And if it does, I rise again and again and again.
I will get back up every single time. That no matter how many times I was knocked down, that I would muster enough strength to get back on my feet and get in the fight.
I'll never give up.
I will never quit. Because if you quit, you're done. You may still be alive, walking around on this earth. You're done. I will never quit. I will persevere and I will thrive on adversity. My team expects me to be physically harder and mentally stronger than our opponents. I hold myself to that standard. I will be physically harder and mentally stronger than anything that comes against me, my family, my business, my brothers, my sisters, my team. I will be the one that is physically harder and mentally stronger, and I will work to maintain that position. You won't beat me.
I love adversity. You know what I mean? Some people fold under adversity. Some people can't deal with chaos. Some people can't handle the pressure. I love that shit. That's what gets me up in the morning. I eat that shit for breakfast. Negativity on social media, negativity from the media, negativity from whoever they are that are out there talking shit. I love that shit. And that's what motivates me and gets me going. So the more you give me, the more you energize me, the more you make me go. I thrive in chaos.
It's our perseverance, always showing up. A person that's willing to gamble it. If you show up, then you have a chance. If you don't show up, the outcome's simple. Never there, like an audition. If you show up to the audition, there's a chance you might get the part. If you're too scared to show up and you sit back at home, wondering what if and everything else, no one in hell is gonna call you an opportunity because you weren't present. The winners always show up. They're willing to lose in order to gain. Big mental thing there, guys. This body, as great as you are, as sharp as you make the arsenal, it can't do anything if you don't have confidence in yourself. We all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up? You go after and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you tried, man. I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena. When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you.
Fear is my friend. I love fear. Fear allows me to reach my highest potential. The fear of failing is an illusion. Fear is an illusion, but we have to have desire. We have to have something that pushes us. Fear pushes us.
I love fear, and the reason why, behind every fear is a person you want to be. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. It's an intangible. If you face your fears, guys, you will realize it's not that big. And once you face it, you go, oh my God, man, I spent all this time running from it. It was so small. If I just faced it, my God, not only did I face it, I beat it back, energy's never lost, transferred. That negative energy, that fear, is destroyed. It comes back in as confidence. You're like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome? You face your fears, you become the person you want to be. You run from your fears, you're not living. You're alive, but you're not taking the freedom. You're not running the day. The day's running you. You always be the servant, not the master, guys.
One of the biggest freaking problems with you is the way you think about yourself.
Do you understand who you are? Do you understand that everything that you need is already in you? You don't need no more help. You don't need no assistance. You don't need God to roll out the red carpet for you. God put something on the inside of you that if you tap into it, you will have everything that you've been praying for. You don't gotta wait for no handouts. You don't gotta have nobody there supporting you. You don't gotta have nobody there helping you out, doing things for you. You don't gotta have nobody there pushing and motivating you. You can do it. Believe in yourself. God has equipped you. You are enough. If nobody else has said it, God has declared it and decreed it from the foundation of the world when He put you on this earth to establish you in a purpose that is going to flourish and bring blessings into your life, that you are enough.
I need you guys to understand that life is about the person you become through the trials that you endure in pursuit of knowing yourself and achieving your goals. And you have to remember that anything is possible when you look within and you start to truly believe in what God placed inside of you.
If you really want the fruit, you've got to get out on the limb to get the fruit. You're never going to get the fruit of a tree by hugging the tree trunk. The fruit isn't around where the stability is and where the security is and where the shade is. To achieve great things, you have to go out of your comfort zone. To achieve great things, you have to do something that you haven't perhaps done before. To achieve great things, you've got to take the risk of potential failure. It's amazing how many people are envious of other people's success, but they could have it themselves, but they don't take the risk, and so therefore they don't get the fruit.
Take yourself out your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
There's no luck in this game, man. It may be a little bit of luck, but the luck happens after you bust your ass and you put yourself in that lucky situation. Luck doesn't happen. You put yourself in that situation where luck might happen. And that's what people don't know. But to get there, luck ain't gonna happen. You have to put yourself in that situation, man. It takes a lot of work.
What if is the worst question you can ever ask yourself. I failed. It's a million times better than what if. Because that got up and did something, showed up. 10 times more of the man and says, what if? What if, man? What if is an ongoing debate inside yourself that you can never come to conclusion on. I got up and failed, at least I know. Otherwise, what if every minute of every day for your existence, battling inside your head, trying to turn off the voices, but you can't. And you can't do anything about it because the opportunities, the window of opportunity is closed. There's nothing you can do but sit back and wonder, what if? Nope, don't like that, man. I'd much rather take the gamble and lose.
Don't half-ass it. I mean, think about it. If you're gonna do something, if you've chosen to do something, whatever it is, easy, hard, if you give it your all and you don't half-ass it, win, lose, draw, get what you want, don't get what you want, whatever the outcome is, if you don't half-ass it, at least you're not gonna have to wonder, oh, would the outcome have been different? What if I did give it my all? And boy, wondering that is what keeps us up at night.
That's every day. That's how you put yourself out like that. Never half-assed, full steam ahead. Mach speed is what you're going for. Why? Because we are what we repeatedly do every day. Every single day. Our practices are not for the game, and this is our day. We are what we repeatedly do every day. Therefore, excellence that we're striving for every single day. We wake up early, striving for it, pushing for it, giving it all in our workout every single day, striving for excellence. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an accident, but a habit. It's habitual. It's in us every single day.
The biggest key to success in anything you do is you got to have an unlimited supply of you. This drive and passion, and it may come from nothing. Like for me, there was no passion, no drive, no nothing. But I had this fire that I'm going to be somebody. And it has to be there because on all those bad days and all those days you don't want to do shit, you have to be your own motivator, your own coach, your own trainer, your own everything. So to do that, you have to come into work, and work is whatever your work may be, ready to go. And what that means is you may have failed miserably yesterday, but you come to work like, people are like, man, you just lost everything. How the hell are you just damn motivated? Because this is what it takes. This is what the it takes. And you got to get it from wherever you can. Whether you make up this illusion of your life or this false reality that gets you motivated, whatever gets you motivated, it's got to be here at the tip of your brain at all times. Because in those dark moments, you got to pull it out.
Winded, tired, you know, all these are attributes of coming into the gym and going through failure. This is the sweat, the breathing heavy, unable to do a lot of weight, all signs of failure. Failure, failure, failure. Failure is your best friend in here. Without failure, there is no success out there. The failure, this shit in here, the sweat, equity of life, when you do it in here, it produces, it dries, and forms a foundation of strength later. You won't get stronger playing it safe. You gotta have calculated risks in life to get the reward.
The guys who really learn how to kill it are the ones who just adjust their training based on like, okay, I think this is gonna work. I'm gonna try this for a few months. I'm gonna look at my results and objectively say, all right, have I made progress or have I not? Have I been actually dieting and getting leaner, or have I, been having a few too many handfuls of Cheez-Its every day? Like little things like that. So that's where I think there's a real value when it comes to just straight up trying new stuff and seeing what happens.
Most of y'all are afraid to execute. Most of y'all know what needs to be done. You know exactly what freaking needs to be done. You know your goddamn problem. You won't execute. You won't even take the first step. The execution of my duty will be swift and efficient every single time.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Every single time that there is something in front of me, I feel like things aren't coming my way sufficiently quickly, I'm not making the progress that I want, it's because I'm dicking about over here and there is a large frog in front of me that I need to eat.
Everybody who's like at the bottom and feels like they have nothing going for them, reframe that as I have nothing going for me, which also means that I have nothing to lose by taking action. It makes you a much more dangerous person. And I think that was the flip that I've had repeatedly shown to me in my life that allowed me to take the step that I was afraid to take. I need you to understand that you don't have to be this weak person anymore. You can choose to become a warrior today. Those guys that you see in the movies, they're not that much different from you, man. They just decided to take one step after another every single day. They put on the weight of discipline and responsibility, and they carried it in a positive direction. That's it. And when the pressure turned up, they kept their hands in the fire. You can do the exact same thing.
When I made a decision to box, and when I made that decision, I didn't have training clothes. I didn't have tracksuit bottoms or running shoes. When I made the decision to become a warrior is a person who will die to learn everything he has to learn to be the king. I started because I had nothing, and nothing was my strength. Nothing was my strength. Poverty was my strength. My weakness was my strength. That's why I'm king. That's why I'm a champion. That's why I'm elite. That's why nothing and no one has nothing on me.
When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up, doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become. It's real. And there's no excuses. There's no days off. There's no, not willing to grind and, everybody's against me and this didn't happen for me because of this and that and all this whining and bullshit that a lot of people do these days. There's these people who dive in and they're hardcore and they're focused and they know what they want. They know who they are. And they lay out these short-term goals and this roadmap on how to get there. Most of those people make it.
You would assume that everybody had the same mentality as I had, and that every day you're the first one in the gym, last one to leave. You live within the moment. You strive for perfection each and every time you step on the basketball court. But unfortunately, everybody don't have that same mentality.
Let's keep going.
Sometimes you have to push, pull, or do whatever you need to get over that hill.
I see a lot of players take vacations with other players that are close friends. And we'll just take vacations just to take vacations, or just hang out just to hang out. Like I never did that.
I could have, laid back and enjoyed it as much as everybody else, but that doesn't guarantee us success. That doesn't say we're gonna win. So I had to do what I had to do.
Because when I retire, I didn't want to have to say, I wish I would have done more. I don't want that.
If you don't come in and treat every day as game day, you'll never be ready for game day. Michael always said, I practice so hard so the games are easy.
So I created the Black Mamba. So Kobe has to deal with these issues, all the personal challenges. The Black Mamba steps on court and does what he does.
It's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive.
Pathway to success is through the door of your fear. You find your fear, you beat it down. Otherwise, it'll beat you down. Life should always be about, hunting your fears, man. That's the path to success. It doesn't mean that's the path you're going to go on for success. But by facing your fears, the transfer of energy comes back into higher levels of confidence of who you are.
Now, a lot of times you stand on the cliff of life and you see other people soaring by, gliding down like a bird flying through the air. They going over to the south of France. You see them on a boat somewhere. You see their family vacationing here, their family vacationing there. They flying by. You know why? It's because their parachute open. But the only way to get your parachute to open so you can soar, you got to jump. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem, my friends. When you jump, I can assure you one thing. You listening? I promise you this. Your parachute will not open right away. No, that's the fear part. I promise you your parachute will not open right away. You're going to hit them sides and them rocks. You're going to tear your back out on them cliff. You're going to cut yourself. You're going to get wounded. You're going to get some tears and stuff like that. But eventually, parachute will open and you'll be soaring. But here's the other caveat. Let me teach you this right here. If you do not jump, I promise you one thing. Your parachute will never open. So you safe, but you'll never soar. You got to jump.
Stand up, warrior, and wipe that weakness off your body, because you have more to give. You're stronger than this. You can fight through this, but you have to stand up. You have to get up, and you have to look it in the face and say, you're not gonna take me down. Warrior, stand up! Stand up! Stand up, warrior! You gotta stand up! Stand up! Stand up, warrior! Stand up! And don't let this take you down.
Our feet become heavy, lungs start to bleed, and our hearts racing. It's in this state that we get to find out the true value of our dreams. For we all know what's right and wrong in a sedative state. We all know when we're relaxed exactly the person we want to become. The question is, do we believe we can become it? Without that belief, every journey will run into a debate. That debate is when pain starts to fill the body. You weigh the temporary pain versus a lifetime of pride. What are you gonna do? How bad do you want it? There's two options. To continue forward, pushing upward. And if you do, that dream is given birth, and forever you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel, I promise you there's no distance you can travel far enough to ever find that dream again. For it is dead. And in its death, it's replaced by regret. Right now, it's your choice.
Wake up to your own potential, realize how divine and magnificent you are, and realize you have the power to make changes. You are not stuck. You can begin to make changes by changing the way you think.
See, you can do anything. You can get up any hour, read any book, take any class, make any change, develop any skill, do any discipline. I mean, you can do it all. When this how and the why, or when the why starts to grow, the how gets simple.
This life is not here to make you suffer. This life is here to make you understand what is your potential. And you maybe think, my potential is to become a filmmaker. And then it fails and you don't become a filmmaker. Yeah, because maybe your potential is not in there. Maybe there is something bigger that you can become. This is also meaning, discover your potential.
In one of my seminars, here's what I teach. All life forms strives to the max of its potential except human beings. All life forms strives to the max of its potential except human beings. How tall will a tree grow? as tall as it possibly can. You never heard of a tree growing half as high as it could. No, trees don't grow half. A tree drives its roots as deep as it can, reaches as high as it can, produces every leaf it can, every fruit it possibly can. To the max. Every life form strives to the max, except human beings. Now, why not human beings? Jot this down. You've been given the dignity of choice. You're not a robot. You don't have to repeat this year the same as last year. You can tear up last year's plan, develop a new plan. The choice is up to you.
Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're going to figure it out.
You are unstoppable. And because you are unstoppable, because you've got power that you haven't even begun to use yet, you owe it to yourself to release your brakes. How many of you have the experience of pulling out of your driveway and you mashed on the accelerator and the car was just going, and couldn't move, and you mashed harder and it couldn't move, and then you discovered you had your emergency brakes on. And then you release those emergency brakes and it goes, choo! Have you ever had that experience before? Most of us go through life with our brakes on, holding back, not giving all that we have, not sharing all of ourselves. Most of us go to our graves still holding on, rather than releasing it.
The only thing that gets me mad nowadays is that so many people die with untapped potential because they think that someone else is better than them. And they were born not with the greatest tools. You don't need shit. You need the ability to grind your to fine powder. And when you're in that fine powder, find a way to build that mother back up repeatedly. And that's possible.
You don't know how good you are. Wise men have been telling you for centuries that you're only using about 10% of your potential. Now, you're no fool. When you hear that now, you know how to play the game. You're wise. You nod your head like, you really, yeah, you buy that. You're right. Yeah, I'm only using about 10%. But we really don't believe them when they tell us that. Most of us are too busy instead thinking up reasons why we know we can't make it. And when somebody else does succeed, how quick we are to think, wasn't he or she lucky? It's so much easier to feel sorry for yourself, isn't it, than to realize that you are the greatest miracle in the world.
If you study statistics, 95% of the people live their entire life and never live the way they want to live. You see, the idea behind it is that anybody can win, anyone at all. But if we start studying these statistics, I think we'll arrive at the conclusion, geez, I better start thinking for myself rather than follow everybody. Most people, they get a job, they look around, they see how everybody else is doing their work, and they start doing it the same way. They should stop and think, I wonder if any of these people know what they're doing. You know? Is there a better way to do it? I think we should make a few waves. We should maybe stand out, be different. Not for the sake of being different, okay, but because we are different. We all think different thoughts. And I believe we should start to think and build images in our mind of what we'd like to do and then set out and do it.
The fear is never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
You could be way more than that. And it's a crime for you to allow all that necessary potential to go to waste. It hurts you, it hurts your family, it hurts the world. Really, really, it does.
Betting on yourself is believing in you, knowing who you are, what you're worth, and willing to work towards that, to validate that reality. That's betting on yourself. Whatever decision emanates from that is based off of you looking at you and saying, I'm going for it.
One day you'll wake up and realize the potential you had, knowing you've chosen comfort over effort, and you'll realize there's no one to blame but yourself. As long as you're breathing, you have the opportunity to change it around. The only pain worse than failure is in the regret of never trying.
I still feel deep down within me that I want to do something impossible, that I want to do something difficult, that I want to do something hard. And that is my soul speaking to me. That is my growth challenging me. That is my potential screaming at me that it is not being utilized. I want to dig deep inside of me, and I want to go and I want to be great. I want to utilize that potential. I want to go and reach those goals of mine, because I don't think I'm going to feel like myself unless I do, because I'm very growth oriented. I'm very motivated.
Don't, however, worry about your individual potential. Potential is only the expression of a possibility, something that can be assessed accurately only in retrospect. In other words, you'll never know how good you might have become unless you try. So let's get with it.
Let me tell you a principle here that's critical. It's called the 30-day principle. The neuroscientists tell us is it takes 25 to 30 days to create a new neural pathway in your brain. It takes 25 to 30 days to lock in a new habit pattern. It takes 25 to 30 days to have your visualization and affirmation start to change the whole way your brain perceives the world. So as soon as you start visualizing and you do that for 30 days, the reticular system in your brain says start letting in everything that will help us become a millionaire or solve world hunger. So you want to be visualizing for 30 days in a row without fail whatever it is you want. The repetition over and over locks it into the unconscious and also opens up the perceptual field for you and also programs universal consciousness out there in the world.
This took me like 30 years to figure out, and I figured it out on this tour. There's a lot of potential you locked in your genetic code. And then if you put yourself in a new situation, then the stress, that's the situational stress that's produced by that particular situation, unlocks those genes and then builds new parts of you. And so that's very cool, because who knows how much there is locked inside of you.
The starting point of becoming a millionaire on the outside is for you to become a millionaire on the inside. Whenever you think about your work, repeat the words over and over again. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Combine these positive words with a mental image of yourself performing your task, your work, in an excellent way. Remember, there are no successful mediocrities. Everyone who is financially successful is recognized as being very good at what they do. So imagine yourself as relaxed and calm and confident and capable. What you see on the inside is what you will be on the outside.
Most people go through life quietly and safely tiptoeing to an early grave. Find out what it is you want and go after it as if your life depends on it. Why? Because it does.
The guys at the top who become the best, or you call them the dominators, the GOAT of your field or whatever it is, they don't let too many terrible days create negative momentum for themselves. They're obsessed about stacking good and great days. It's very hard when you go up against somebody that shows up every flipping day where you sit there and say, take a damn week off. Go on vacation. Why don't you slow down for a day or a month or 2 months or 3 months? Please let me catch up. And he or she says, come on down, baby. I'm not taking that day off or the week off or the month off. That's why I'm the dominator.
You visualize and create a mental picture of your goal as if it were already a reality. Remember, all changes in your life begin with a change in your mental pictures. Act as if you already had the goal that you desire. So let us say, for example, you want to be financially independent. You want to be financially successful. How would you behave if you were financially successful? How would you dress? How would you organize your life? How would you treat other people? And one final thing that you can use to reprogram your mind is to talk to yourself positively about the person that you want to be and the things that you want to have. Keep talking to yourself about the things that you want to have and the person that you want to be. And each time you do, you're reprogramming. And your subconscious mind is accepting your new commands and is working 24 hours a day to bring them into your life. Just give it a try and see what happens.
He who has a why can bear almost any how.
You got to have a purpose every single day. What's your purpose? What are you getting up for? What are you getting up to accomplish? What are you getting up to do? Human beings are driven by purpose. We're not meant to sit around and scroll the internet. That's not what we're meant to do. We're meant to go do things and accomplish things and build things and create and contribute to things outside of ourselves. And when we don't have that purpose, we can't be happy.
The difference between should and must is reasons. Reasons come first, answers come second. If you got strong enough reasons, if you got a big enough why, you can figure out how to do anything.
Why do you want to fight?
What you talking about? I just told you why.
No, you didn't, Donnie. Why do you want to fight? I get why they want to fight you. I know what they're fighting for. What about you?
Why the don't you want to be in better shape? Why don't you want to be more successful? Maybe you can't find your why because you're lazy. Maybe you can't find your why because you have zero ambition. Regardless, you need to go out here and find it.
If the why is powerful, the how is easy. But if the why isn't strong, if your goals aren't powerful, if the vision isn't clear, the old prophet said, without a vision we die, without a vision we perish, without a dream we're nothing.
What's the chance of you making $1 million this year? Give me numbers. And everyone's like 0%, 0%, 0%, 1%. There's always 1%. It's like 5, and that's like the most it'll get to. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the most extreme example, but I just wanna see what happens, okay? What's the percentage chance of you making $1 million this year legally? And if you don't, everyone that you love dies. And everyone's like 100%, 100%, 1,000%. I said, what changed? The goal didn't change. The time frame didn't change. Why you're doing it changed. Would you wake up in the morning if everyone that you love's life depended on it and be like, yeah, well, maybe I should scroll on TikTok for a little while? No, you'd be like, I'm going to take action immediately. And so it doesn't need to be like a fear of losing everybody, but what's really behind that is like, why?
So you never wanted a regular type life? The f*** is that? Barbecues and ball games? Yeah.
If you want to feel like your life has meaning, if you want to go to bed and sleep with a clear conscience, if you want to wake up in the morning looking forward to the day, purpose is a more meaningful, more reliable category than happiness.
How do I know? A lot of people, when they think of the phrase, how do I know, they always want to put the what behind it. How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful.
In order to be successful, you need to have a powerful why. Why do you want to be successful? Why do you want to achieve great things? Why are you doing the shit that you're doing on a daily basis? Why? I ask people this on a daily basis and everybody gives me these generic answers. Because I want to help people. Because I want to give back. Because I want to live a happier life. Why? What's the why here? Why do you want to do these things? Why do you want to feel this way? Why do you want to help people? Why do you want to give back? What's the reason? If you don't have a powerful reason, you're never going to reach your goals because you don't have something that's pulling you towards them. You don't have something that's going to wake you up before your alarm goes off. That why is everything. My why is very simple. I want to be remembered forever and I want to inspire one person a day because I know what it's like to struggle with the drugs and the alcohol and feeling like you're alone in life, having nobody to help you. What's your why?
You know, when you're built different than everybody else and you have this desire for more and this desire for achievement and this desire to win, everybody else looks at you like you're and they'll tell you that too. You know, what the is wrong with you? Like, why can't you just relax? Why can't you just do this? Because I'm just not built that way, man.
Walk away from anyone or anything that gives you bad vibes. There's no need to explain yourself. There's no need to feel bad about it. This is your life. Make more space for your peace and your happiness. There is no more room for negativity in your future.
Talking to yourself in a positive way, what is called autosuggestion, is the most powerful way of reprogramming your mind for success. By repeating any of these affirmations or by saying anything else that empowers and motivates you, it changes the chemical composition of your mind. These positive messages make you feel good about yourself. They release energy and they give you greater self-confidence. Positive self-talk enables you to take complete control over your conscious mind. These words you say make you feel more focused and aware. They give you a greater sense of personal power. This is why most successful, happy people discipline themselves to maintain a positive inner dialogue. The payoff is tremendous.
If you don't have a strong enough why, if you don't know your compelling future,
if you're not ready to climb through every brick wall, then go upstream and find that desire. Find it so when you're facing, oh my God, the money didn't come through, the bank fell through, the bank called their loan, or whatever you go through in different markets. If you're just thinking, I just want to make more money to get the Ferrari, you have a reason for that Ferrari. You have a reason for your success. You have a reason for your future. That's when you say, oh, this failed. Let's try again. That didn't work. Let's try again. And how many times do you have to try again? Who knows? Could be 100, right? It's the people who give up on the 60th one and don't realize that your 61st time of getting past that failure was your next level.
The purpose is you. We forget that. Every day I wake up and I don't want to do some shit. I'm like, okay, man, do you want to be a today? Do you want to feel like a little, do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't? The main purpose in life is you. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself.
What's your rabbit?
What's your rabbit?
So what you focused on each day? What you running after? What you chasing after? You may not apprehend it, but what gets you out of bed without an alarm clock? What gets you going when you don't feel like it? What makes you go get it when everybody say you can't?
If you don't know where you want to go and who you want to be, you eventually just float around and you will eventually crash.
Most people walk around with no goals, no ambition. They don't know where they're going. It's like a ship with no destination. If you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. Once you know where you want to go, then you direct your time, your energy, and your attention to the execution and the achievement of that goal. It's all about intention. But most people walk around in life thinking that life is just a big fat lottery. And it's just not that case. Those that live by the lottery of life most likely end up losing.
Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
The first question people go to is how? And that's the wrong question. How is absolutely the wrong question to start with, because if you've never done it before, what that produces is uncertainty. If you have uncertainty, then you don't execute at the same level. It's like people say knowledge is power. We all know that execution is power. Knowledge is potential power. Execution beats knowledge every day of the week. So my bias is towards action. Even if it's the wrong action, you're going to learn quicker than if you do nothing. But the challenge is people are asking how, and that produces uncertainty. What you got to ask is what and why.
Most people are afraid. Most people have been through shit in their life, and you have to really tap in, and you really have to get clear on your why and your driving force, and you have to face your fear. And until you do, you're not going to get what you want in life. And that's what holds most people back.
Poor people view money as something that they have to hold on to and conserve. Rich people view money as a tool that they can use to make more money.
It's not becoming a millionaire that's important. It's the person that you must become in order to become a millionaire.
If you don't come from a rich family can come from you.
Stay focused, stay strong, grind it out, man. You got to grind it out.
Millionaires don't become millionaires because they avoid buying $10 lattes at Starbucks. They become millionaires because they focus on making so much money, the latte doesn't freaking matter.
You can't save your way to being rich.
I'm telling you, bro, you got to start surrounding yourself with money.
The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. And when you love the journey, the goals just happen. You hit milestones as a side effect because it doesn't matter. At that point, I don't care if I can lift this much weight or run this fast. I mean, that's cool, but I don't love it as much as I love the journey. I love the journey. What does the journey consist of? Sucking at something, failing, getting better, learning, start it over, do it again. When you fall in love with the journey, everything else takes care of itself.
The quality of self-discipline is the quality that will make you a big success. It's the ability to force yourself to do what you know you should do. And here is the wonderful discovery. This persistence is self-discipline in action. Every time you persist, you build your self-discipline. Every time you practice self-discipline, you build your ability to persist. And the two of them are tied into your self-esteem. So the more you persist, the more you like yourself. And the more you like yourself, the more discipline you have. And the more discipline you have in practice, the more you like yourself. As a result, the more you persist. And eventually you get onto an upward spiral where you become absolutely unstoppable. You reach the point where you know you can achieve the goal and nothing in the world can stop you.
Whether I'm awake or asleep, all I think about is money.
I'm gonna be poor because I don't ever want to be poor.
Then you won't.
possible. It's possible. The realm of possibility.
Sky's the limit.
Just something made it, mama.
I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every time.
What's in it for me? If you're good at something, never do it for free.
When it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump.
I love the game. I love the hustle. As long as I have money.
One of the toxic traits of highly successful individuals that end up becoming multimillionaires is that they believe that they're better than everyone else. Because you almost need to be delusional in order to actually go through the amount of challenge and struggle to be successful. You have to be lying to yourself.
What do you think that successful people do every day that other people don't?
They are the type of person that follows through. Like they are true to their word. I started researching like some of the most successful people and like how they became so consistent. And what I found was that they are not the type of person who just has hardcore willpower. It's that they design an environment where their willpower isn't tested. I think if somebody can design an environment where their willpower won't be tested, it makes it easier to be consistent because just so many people don't do what they say they're going to do. So if people can have the integrity to just be consistent and then just to do what they say they're going to do, that's probably the two biggest keys I can think of for success.
Now here's the great discovery, and this again is life-changing. I call it the law of three. The law of three says that no matter how many things you do, how many tasks you do in a week or a month, and it's usually 20 or 30, 3 of those tasks account for 90% of your value. Only 3. You make a list of all of your tasks, and I do this with the 3 magic questions. Magic question number 1. If you could only do one thing on this list, one task on this list, all day long, which one task would have the greatest positive impact on your career? Then you say, if you could only do 2 things all day long, which would be number 2? And you put a circle around that. If you could only do 3 things all day long, which would be number 3? Put a circle around that. And suddenly it's almost like all these other tasks fade. So here's the rule for doubling your income and doubling it again and doubling it again. Do fewer things, but do more important things, and do them more often and get better at them.
You can have what you want in 5 years. But there's 2 conditions. You have to know what it is, and you have to aim at it. Figure out what you want. Write it down. Figure out what you could do to start moving towards that. Okay. Do that with your family relationships. Do that with your friendships. Do that with your career. Do that with your education. Develop a vision. And you have to do that in dialogue with yourself, right? It's like, if I could have what I wanted, what would satisfy me? And you might think, well, I could never get that. And I could say, well, maybe not, but I'll tell you one thing, man. You can move towards it. And I know almost all the pleasure is in the moving toward. If you set up a goal that you think is, just on the edge of conceivability, then every time you move even a tiny bit towards that, you're going to think, good work, man, good work. You get a little kick from that. You get a little stronger from that.
When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
It don't happen overnight, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really frustrating, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're gonna take yourself on a ride that's very, very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work. Appreciating it, when it's good and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
Will you keep going? In the face of whatever.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. The problem is you. And you don't want to fix it. Just do. You're living. How do you want to live? How do you want to die? How do you want to be remembered? That's it.
Man, just go for it. Just go for it, especially while you're young, while you're still living underneath your parents' roof. That's where you have the most opportunity to make mistakes, get up, do it again. Man, go for it. Don't hesitate.
I left what was a safety net of a trade as a plumber to pursue a career in fighting when no one had done it before me. So simply they were just listening to what I was saying, and I was just telling them, trust me, I will do it. I told them by the time I am 25 years of age, I will be a self-made millionaire through this game. And my father laughed in my face at that time, and it was it was a friendly situation, but now I am 26 years of age and I have achieved that goal.
But if you want to see if you're a brave person, what they call the 4 o'clock in the morning courage, wait when things go completely to pieces, when things are the worst, when your very best deal falls apart and your rent is late and you're tired and you're sick and everybody is mad at you and your car doesn't work, then it's the person that picks themselves up and says, nothing is going to stop me. The best quality in the world that you can develop is to develop the quality of being unstoppable. Develop the quality of being unstoppable. Say in yourself that no matter what life throws at me, it'll never stop me. No matter how rough it gets, I will never quit. And nothing will ever stop me.
When I was in the military, we go on these instructor-led runs. Most of the time, we knew the start and end point. So on the way back, I started seeing people getting happy and shit because the end was near. But there were some instructors that would hear the happiness and go right on past the end point. When that happened, everybody stopped talking. Heads would stop dropping. And I started taking souls. At that time, I knew what happened in their minds. They were living off the hope factor. They hoped the instructors would stop running. They hoped the water was never cold. They hoped the weather was good. I don't live off that hope shit. I wish the water was cold. I wish the instructors keep running. I wish for rain. When the ending is unknown and the distance is unknown, that's when you know who the you are.
If you want to do something, go to someone who has already done it and then do exactly what they tell you. Ask them if they would help you get the results they're getting. And they will say yes, and then you got to do exactly what they tell you. I want to suggest that you turn your annual income into a monthly income. Now that's only multiplying by 12. I multiplied it by 43.75, and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have the help that you're getting right now. You can do it. And then I took it over $1 million. That was the big magic number. I wanted to earn $1 million. Well, I earned one. I've earned many millions. You know something? If I can, you can. You see, that's what makes me so adamant about this. I know if I did it, anybody can.
You want to think about the man you have to create to attract $1 million, not make $1 million.
Yeah, but I'm trying. That's what they say.
They think they're trying, but they have to be around people who know what to do. Like someone would come up to me, I'd be like, what do you do for a living? I say, it's what I don't do. If you minus all the stuff you shouldn't be doing and you put all your energy towards what you know you should, you'll be at such a high level. You'll look around and in 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you'll be better than everybody at what you do because they're pissing their time off. They're drinking. They're doing all these things they shouldn't do. They're not productive. You just put your time in every day for 5, 6, 7 years. You look around. You're the best at what you do. It's just a byproduct of having quality habits. Truly becoming successful is sacrificing today for a better tomorrow.
Who's winning in this economy right now?
The rich. Guys like me. You know, we have gone from having 93 billion, top 400 in 1982 to having 2.4 trillion, 25 for 1. People who, it becomes a more and more specialized market economy. It was an agrarian economy a couple hundred years ago. It's very hard, you know, to get 20 times the wealth of the next guy because you were a little bit better farmer. But if you're better at some skills now, you can become incredibly wealthy at a very young age, not because you earned the money to build one steel mill and then saved it to buy another steel mill. So you get the capitalized value of an idea.
All the previous thoughts in your life have led to a very complex program in your mental computer, sort of like a GPS system that guides you and directs you every minute of every day. If you want to change the results you're getting in the outer world, you have to reprogram your system so it takes you to a different destination. Number one is to set a clear goal of where you want to be and what you want to do and what you want to achieve sometime in the future. Everything starts with your making a positive statement about a desired future event, but you always say it in the present tense as though it were already true. You don't say, I will lose this amount of weight. You say, I weigh this number of pounds.
When you go out and try to do anything outside the norm, you are going to be faced with negativity. If you can become someone that can transfer negativity into productive action, you are literally unstoppable by outside circumstances and outside elements. The only person that can stop you when you're able to do this is you.